Star Wars Advent Calendar 2014. This is LEGO set 75056. It was released in October 2014 for about €30. According to Bricklink, where every minifigure with its accessories is only counted as one single piece, this set consists of 241 pieces. Of course, it's an Advent calendar, so we got 24 mini sets, and all the pieces combined of those mini sets give us a total of 241 pieces. But when we have a look at Replicable, there we can see a piece count of 275. I guess that Replicable simply counts the individual pieces of the minifigures. If you want to buy the set nowadays, it can get quite pricey. I think most sellers want to have for the set something around €100, but I also saw one single seller who was a bit more sane and only wanted to have €80 for a sealed set. But that's still quite expensive. And there was even one guy who sold the set for €170, but he must be completely out of his mind. That's way too much for an Advent calendar. But those are all the prices for sealed boxes like this one here. Mine is already a decade old, so I only paid €30 back then, and for some reason I didn't open it until now. You can also buy the set in used condition, and then things are a bit cheaper. So in used condition you can find it for around €50, but this might mean that you only get the models and the minifigures, and there is no box. But I think the box doesn't matter too much at all when it is already used, when the doors are all opened. Alright, then let's have a look at the box itself. So you can see here that it says that it contains an exclusive Darth Vader minifigure. That's this one here. And I think this minifigure is the reason why the set is so expensive. The normal price for this minifigure is around €15, but to be honest, it's no problem to get it for less than €10. But once again, there was also a lunatic, or is also a lunatic, who tries to sell this minifigure for €100. And this is the only reason why the set is that expensive. At least I can't see any other reason. It's just a normal Advent calendar, nothing special at all. Well, but back to the design of the box. You can see here that, we get a scenery inspired by the Vampire Cave from The Empire Strikes Back. And this cave here is decorated in Christmas style, of course. Luke Skywalker is frozen to the ceiling. And, have a look here. He is... He tries to reach for this, I think it's a lightsaber which is wrapped. He controls with the force this lightsaber here, or at least he raises it from the floor. And it's actually quite funny that we can clearly see that this is a lightsaber as a gift, a wrapped lightsaber. And the material of this wrapping paper is extraordinary. You can see that the lightsaber is already activated, but it doesn't destroy the wrapping paper. Must be quite expensive, that paper. Well, and then we get to see all the minifigures and little models which you will find inside this calendar here behind the doors. Of course, the whole scenery doesn't make much sense, so the wrapping paper shouldn't be a problem either. I think it's also quite funny that this Advent calendar here is a present to Luke Skywalker by Darth Vader, by his dad. That's a funny idea. And let's have a look at the backside. And yeah, there we get to see the calendar, how it looks like when we have put down the flap here so that we can see the doors. I think it's always a bit sad that we already get to see all the minifigures and little builds which are inside the calendar. You can see here we get to see the minifigures even a bit more clearly. Yeah, it's just sad that we don't get surprised when we open the doors. Well, normally I always prefer to know what's inside when I buy a product. But in the case of Advent calendars, I would like to get surprised. I see those things a bit like, those loot boxes, from video games. Well, at least we don't know which minifigure we will find behind which door, so there's at least a minimum of surprise each day. But I think it's quite obvious that the exclusive minifigure, the minifigure with the most value here, will be behind door 24 at Christmas Eve. Well, what else do we see here? Oh yeah, we get to know that there is a new video on the LEGO website each week. But I guess that those little Star Wars or LEGO Star Wars videos aren't longer online after a decade. By the way, this is the third LEGO Star Wars Advent calendar that I'm going to show you. So I already showed you the other two calendars which I had the 2 previous years, and every time it's a calendar which is 1 decade old. The second calendar, or better said, the calendar last year, which was from 2013, wasn't as popular with you guys as the first calendar. According to my YouTube statistics, you preferred the first calendar 10 times more than the calendar from last year. So let's see if you are interested in this one here. But now it's time to cut the tape here. I got a knife for that. All right. Oh, there is another tape. I didn't see that. Let's cut that tape too. Yeah, that's it. And now we can open the whole thing. That's neat. So once again we got some kind of Hoth-inspired Christmas scenery here. Is this supposed to be the rebel base? I don't know. At least here's a little door. What's that? Some kind of cave? I don't know. And yeah, it seems that some Imperials are invading the rebel base, but most of the guys are only concerned with Christmas stuff, so I don't know. The droid back here just is looking nice in its Christmas costume. The snowtrooper here is throwing snowballs. Those two guys are carrying gifts. Oh, at least here is a little space battle. And yeah, I don't think that we should read too much into it. And down here, yeah, here we clearly get to see the area in front of the rebel base. So here are the doors and I guess some kind of energy generator or I don't know, just stuff in front of the rebel base. And here we also got the trenches, and I think those are footprints of an AT-AT. That's quite cool. But alright, let's start with day one. So, where is number one? Here it is. I am not quite sure what this is. Maybe I will find out once I have assembled it. It might be that tank we know from the new movies, or better said from the prequels. I will see. Yes, indeed, it's a tank. It's an AAT. Then let's search for the second door. Here it is. Oh, we get a super battle droid. This is actually quite a cool minifigure. I don't know if we can call it minifigure. I guess so. Yeah, it's quite interesting. I like this pearl dark gray color. It looks quite cool. But I have heard that it's quite fragile. It seems that there are problems with the joints up here. They tend to break after some years. But since mine has been for a decade still sealed inside this calendar, it's absolutely sturdy. So, where is day 3? There it is. This seems to be some kind of cannon. Yes, this is definitely a cannon. I like how the feet of this thing here are done. I guess this clear disc here means that it shouldn't be there. It's just to give the construction some hold, but in reality it only should stand on its 4 feet. And I absolutely love the feet, or better said, I love those pieces here. I played a lot with them as a kid. Those are, you need those pieces if you want to slide a minifigure down a thread, for example. Or a rope in the Lego world. For a minifigure, a thread is a rope. And I think the first time I stumbled upon one of those pieces was back in the 90s in one of those rescue team sets. And I really love those things here. That's just cool. Alright, then let's open the door for day 4. It's a stormtrooper with a Christmas hat instead of his normal helmet, and he got a cup. It's a neat little minifigure. The stormtrooper comes with printed chest and printed back armor, and he also got printed legs, at least here on the upper part and the front. When I started with Lego Star Wars, the stormtroopers didn't have faces. I think we just got a brown or a black hat, I can't really remember, but didn't come with any face. So it's quite interesting that nowadays they come with face. Nowadays, this is 10 years old. But, well, I think this was a good upgrade that they did this. Alright, so today it's the 5th of December, and this means we are going to open door number 5. Oh no, it's a weapon stand. I don't really like these little builds. Yeah, it's a weapon stand. I really don't like these weapon stands. Maybe for a kid it's quite cool, so they have some accessories for the minifigures, but I'm just not a fan of these little builds here. I would have preferred the weapons with the minifigure, and yeah, the stand itself isn't really necessary. Oh, have a look here. I might have told you some rubbish the day before. This here is a clone trooper helmet. Then this must mean that we got here a clone trooper, not a stormtrooper. Well, then let's have a look for day 6. Today is St. Nicholas Day, and I hope that this means we get something cool today. Oh no, what's this? I guess it's a vulture droid. I don't get why every year there's some crap inside or behind door number 6. I mean, it's St. Nicholas Day. Why don't we get a minifigure? Yes, it's a vulture droid in the color scheme of the classic Lego Star Wars sets, this blue-gray. I don't really know why they use this color scheme here. I think it would have looked better in brown bricks. But I actually like the building technique used to attach the legs / wings. You can see here we get this little plate modified here, which normally is used for to attach tires to it. But in this case, we attached 1x1 plates with clips to those little axles here on the sides. That's quite interesting. But nevertheless, I would have preferred a minifigure at St. Nicholas Day. Well, let's see what we got today. It's the 7th of December. I have no idea what this is. Another gun, but it seems that we can't shoot with it because here is a little sign that we are not allowed to attack smileys. Let's assemble it. According to Bricklink, it's a snowball missile launcher. And yeah, normally I'm not really interested in these Lego weapons, but this here is quite funny. So first of all, I think it's interesting that the instructions are a bit different than all the other instructions because we get to see the same part of the build 2 times. So you can see here that below this little turret itself are these 1x1 round plates because yeah, they are translucent and our build sits on them. In reality, they aren't supposed to be there and they are translucent so that we just can imagine that they aren't there. But you can't really see how many of these plates are used here. And because of this, they decided to give us the whole build once again with out the pieces which are on the way. Or better said, we only get to see this little segment which consists of those two round plates. And the other interesting thing about this little build is that I stumbled upon a piece which I haven't seen before. For you, this might be nothing new, but to me, it definitely is new. This piece here is a trigger used for Lego guns, and it was released in the same year in which this calendar was released in 2014. And since then, it appeared in almost, or I think it appeared in over 430 sets, maybe 450, I can't remember, but in over 400 sets. And that's quite a lot. And interestingly, I haven't seen them so far. Strange. Well, now let's get to the build itself. Why does it have a trigger? Well, it's quite easy, because we can do something with this little build. You can see here that there's a warning on the instructions, and this always means that we can shoot something. And in this case, we can shoot this little white 1x1 round plate here. It's a snowball launcher after all. And when we push here, it just gets catapulted off this little weapon here. And I think it's a quite good idea that we got a lot of spare plates here, because you can see how fast this was. I think you might lose one of those pieces quite easily. Let's attach another one. Let's try one more shot. Oh, lucky clone trooper. Well, alright. Then let's see what we got today. It's the 8th of December. Oh, I think today I need two hands, because day number 8 is at a position which I can't reach with just one hand. I always need to hold the whole calendar, otherwise it just turns over. Oh, I think we got a snowtrooper. Yes, we do. Nice. Why didn't we get this back at St. Nicholas Day? It's a cool minifigure. You can see here, it got a backpack, and it also is printed on the back and on the front. And there is a face below the helmet. You can see that he's wearing one of those masks which, for example, race drivers are wearing, which doesn't cover the face but the rest of the head. But there is a problem with this minifigure, so let's put the helmet back on. You can see here there are those slits, and normally there should be the eyes behind those slits, but the minifigure can't see through those slits for the eyes. We can only see the figure's eyebrows and, yeah, the forehead. That's a bit stupid. Well, let's go on with day number 9. Where is the number 9? Oh yeah, it's down here. So I'm not quite sure what we get to see here. It's some kind of starfighter, I guess. I probably will have to look this up. According to Bricklink, this is Anakin's Jedi starfighter. I guess this is something you get to see in the Clone Wars series, but I don't know much about the series. This is not part of my headcanon. I have always been a huge fan of the expanded universe, but yeah, the Clone Wars never did appeal much to me. Let's go on. What do we get today? It's day number 10, and the 10 is up here. What do we find behind this door? Oh, that's something which fits a bit more my taste. I guess this is a TIE fighter. Come out. It's quite whooshable. Pew, pew, pew. And yeah, the building technique is quite interesting. We also got a TIE fighter in this size several years later in one of those Star Wars dioramas. And if I remember correctly, they used completely different building techniques for that TIE fighter. So it's quite interesting to see another way how to build such a small spaceship. Okay. Today is day number 11, and let's have a look behind the door. Oh, it's the TIE fighter pilot, fitting to our TIE fighter. And once again, we got a cool minifigure. This TIE fighter pilot comes with prints on his front and also on his back. But the helmet here on the back looks a bit short. I mean, we can see his neck and also a bit of the head. This just looks very strange. At least the helmet comes with cool prints. And he also got a clone head, so the same face as the clone trooper. Then let's put the helmet back on. And now we can open door number 12. Where is it? Ah, there it is. Let's place the camera for that door. Oh, I think it's a land speeder. And yeah, this must be Luke's land speeder. At least the colors look like those of Luke's land speeder. This is my favorite of those mini builds so far. This land speeder really looks cool. Those are not the droids you're looking for. Alright, we have opened half of the doors, and today we are going one step further. We are reaching the second half of the Advent calendar. It's day number 13. Oh, that's quite fitting. We got Luke, which can accompany his land speeder. Oh, sorry, who can accompany his land speeder, of course. Luke is not a thing. Even so, he acts sometimes like a thing. It's a cool Luke minifigure. He comes with prints on the front and also on the back. And yeah, even the legs are printed here in the front. I really like this torso here, it's very well printed. And, well, it's one of those modern minifigures, which means it comes with faces on both sides of the head. But luckily, Luke's hair are long enough, and because of that, we don't have to see the other face. It happens often with other minifigures that the hairpiece is too small, and because of that you can see a mouth on the minifigure's neck or something like that. And this always just looks stupid. A bit like Lord Voldemort. But in this case here, it's fine. Even so, the head is useless without the hairpiece because of the two prints. But now let's have a look what we can find behind the door of the 14th of December. Oh, I think this is a door for which I need 2 hands. Oh, I think it's supposed to be a moisture evaporator. You know, those things you see all the time on Tatooine. The moisture evaporator isn't a build one gets too excited about, but it's quite neat because with the help of it, you can build a neat little scenery. Here we got a little Tatooine scenery. If I remember correctly, there was even a Lego set back in '99 where we got a moisture evaporator, a land speeder, and Luke, but I think there was also an Obi-Wan minifigure. Well, today we are going to open door number 15. It's over here. And behind this door, I think we just got a snow speeder. I will have to assemble it to be sure, but I think once you have combined all those pieces, it looks like a snow speeder. We will see. For such a small scale, the land speeder looks quite detailed. It comes quite close to a thing which we saw in episode 5. Well, time to open door number 16. Oh, it's all the way down here. This means, once again, I will have to use 2 hands to open it. Because I don't want to topple over everything. It's the pilot for our snowspeeder. I always like these Rebel pilots. Those are really cool minifigures with all these prints and I don't know. It just looks quite interesting with this orange color. And I just love the glasses they are wearing, or better said, the visors of the helmet. As you can see, it comes with 2 faces. And yeah, once again, we get the problem that face on the backside peeks through below the helmet. So you can see here, there we can see a bit of this leather thing which holds the helmet in place on the head, I guess. Well, today it's December the 17th, and this means we're going to open door number 17, of course. And it's down here, behind that super battle droid. Sorry, battle droid. Oh, I couldn't open it without destroying a lot of the paper here. And once again we got something which can shoot. But I have no idea what we got here. I guess it's supposed to be something on Hoth. This looks like snow. I don't know. I will have to look it up. Yeah, I was right. It's something from Hoth. Bricklink calls it a Hoth command center, and I really don't know what this is supposed to be. I think it just looks like one of those weapon stands we always get with those calendars. But the cool thing is that we can shoot. Bam! Oh, damn it. I will have to search for that on the floor. But let's open another door before. So, today we got day number 18. And I'm not quite sure where the door is. Ah, it's up here. Oh, that's a cool minifigure. I think this is supposed to be General Recon. Nice. I always like it when we get to see some obscure character as a minifigure, which doesn't play a big role in the movies. Of course, General Recon plays a big role in the expanded universe, but he doesn't really have much screen time in the Star Wars movies. That's a cool minifigure. So, once again, we got a minifigure with prints on the front and on the back. Here you even got his general patch there. It's quite cool that all those minifigures come with their emblems. So he got this general patch here. Those pilot here got the rebel symbols up on his helmet, or here this TIE fighter pilot got the Imperial symbol up there. This is always cool. And well, yeah, of course, General Recon is wearing the clothes which the rebels are wearing on Hoth, and he only comes with one face. So you can use this hat even without a hairpiece. This minifigure is relatively rare. It only appeared in one other set besides this calendar. And yeah, this other Battle of Hoth set was released a year before this calendar in 2013. Alright. We have reached now the final quarter of the doors which we can still open. Today it's time to open door number 19. Oh, what the hell is this? I think it might be a speeder bike, but I'm not sure about it. You can see here that there's always a problem that you easily rip off a bit of the instructions when opening the doors. The cardboard used for this calendar isn't the best. It isn't too much of a problem here, but nevertheless it's a bit annoying. Well, let's assemble this little model. Yes, it's supposed to be a speeder bike, and I guess Lego Santa Waiter uses it to deliver the presents. You can see we got here a little bag in the back, and it contains at least one present. A little gift delivery vehicle. Alright, then let's go on with day 20, which is down there. What do we have today? Let's see. Oh, I think this is going to be an Imperial shuttle. It's always a bit difficult to see because we don't get to see the completely assembled build, but yeah, I'm quite sure that this is going to be a shuttle. Even though it seems that the wings are in a strange angle. We will see. Yes, it's a Lambda class shuttle and it looks a bit rough. I don't think that this is the best scale for these kind of models, but it's quite cute somehow, but it really looks... I don't know, it looks a bit ugly in the scale. You can do it with way more details in a slightly bigger scale. I have built at least 2 mod brick sets by Florian. I think I showed you videos of both of these sets in which we had to build tiny Lambda class shuttles, and yeah, I guess they come with possibly 1.5 times the size of this one, and yeah, in that other scale it looks just so more detailed, but it also needs a lot of pieces more than this. Maybe it's even 2 times the scale, I can't really remember. But I think we can see at least what this is supposed to be, just like the shuttle Tiderium. Well, let's see what we got today. It's the 21st of December. And up here is door 21. Ah, it's a Y-wing. According to Bricklink, it's Anakin's Y-wing, so I guess once again we got here something which was shown in the Clone Wars. And yeah, I have no knowledge about this. But have a look here at how many spare pieces came with this little Y-wing. All the 1x1 pieces come at least as 1 spare part additional. That's funny. The spacecraft itself is, well, I think it's nicely detailed on the scale, but it just looks a bit strange. Have a look here at the ship's tip here. It just looks a bit strange, just like one of those water planes. I have to think of Tailspin, of Captain Blue's plane. I guess this 1x1 plate, round plate, is supposed to be an astromech droid, probably R2-D2. Does he appear in the Clone Wars? I don't know. But it's a cute little set build. Well then, Let's have a look now at today's door, door 22. And I think once again I will have to use 2 hands for that door because it's in such a central position that I'm not able to hold the calendar and open the door at once with just 1 hand. It's a droid with a Christmas tree costume, an astromech droid in green. That looks fun. I like the idea of this astromech droid wearing a costume, but I think it's quite unfortunate that it only comes with prints on the front side. I know back then it was normal that astromech droids were only printed on one side. Nowadays we get those droids with prints on the front and on the back. But I think especially the tree part up here looks very strange with having only prints in the front. When you have a look at this just from the front, it looks perfectly fine, but it looks very strange from the back. Almost unrecognizable as a astromech droid. Well then, only 2 days left. Today, it's the day before Christmas Eve. So, let's open door number 23. Oh, what's that? I think it's once again one of those weapon stands. At least we got 2 lightsabers here, which are already activated, the blue one and the red one. But down here is fire. Maybe it's some kind of fireplace. And it's decorated with lightsabers. I mean, a lot of people have fireplaces and they put plates above the fireplace. For example, like Ted and Marshall do in How I Met Your Mother. And yeah, in this case, we simply got lightsabers and they are attached to the sides. We will see. Yes, it's a little fireplace and I don't know what's going on here. What is this supposed to be? This crystal-like stuff? I don't know. What annoys me the most about this weapon stand is that the lightsabers are already activated and they are attached to the fireplace with the help of the C-clip, but the C-clip holds the plate itself and not the handle. It just would burn away like the wrapping paper on the cover of the calendar should. This is strange. Of course, I tried to connect it with the handle like this, but then we got another problem. Now the lightsaber's plate is too long, and you can see the fireplace doesn't touch the floor any longer. I really don't like these weapon stands. It's a fun little idea that here we got a more cozy one. This one looks better than all these other weapon stands we always get with these calendars, but this looks just strange. They simply should have included a lightsaber, or the blue lightsaber with the Luke minifigure, and the red lightsaber with the Darth Vader minifigure, which you can see is still missing. And yeah, this must mean I was right in the assumption that we are going to open now at Christmas Eve the Darth Vader minifigure. I think this for last time is a door which I better open with 2 hands. And yeah, there he is. Santa Vader. But what comes with him? Why is this so huge? Oh, I think, yeah, his cape is stored away in this little, in this little cardboard box here. And here we got the star of the set. Santa Vader, or Darth Santa, or whatever. Yeah, you can see he got a print only on his front, but at least the torso and the legs are printed. And he comes with this cool red cape. That's really nice. He got this little sack here with hopefully the presents. And I always like these Vader helmets. And below the helmet we find this gray grilled Anakin face. Well, it comes without a face on the backside. That's cool, so it doesn't look too strange when we remove the helmet. Ho, ho, ho. Whoa, ho, ho. I think he looks quite grumpy for Santa. He looks more like the Grinch. Alright, and with this minifigure we have opened all the doors and assembled all the stuff inside. It's just a normal Lego Advent calendar, but actually I had a bit fun assembling it. It's nothing I would buy nowadays. If there are some individual minifigures which you like, just buy them from Bricklink individually. And yeah, I don't think that you need all of the stuff here. Some of these mini builds look really nice. I like the land speeder, but I don't know. Most of the stuff isn't really necessary. Of course, a kid might have much fun with playing with these guns here and the minifigures, and they also come with some accessories, but I don't know. At least, yeah, I'm simply not the target group, so that's totally fine. But I'm also not sure if the kids are alright with all these micro builds which come in different scales. Maybe though they don't care. I have to say that this set came with a great mixture of Star Wars themed stuff from different eras. So we got the Rebel era, and yeah, you can see here all those minifigures from the classic Star Wars movies. But we also got several minifigures and builds from the prequel movies, like here and there. Yeah, it's just a great mixture. And I think somebody, no matter which Star Wars era he likes, he can find at least some builds with which he can have fun. The quality of the set was, it was typical for all the other Lego Star Wars Advent calendars that I have built so far. First of all, I'm always a bit annoyed with the box itself, because it happens very easily that yeah, you just rip off parts of the instruction, like here, or of the box itself, like here. You can see here, there we have lost quite a lot of that cardboard, which is still attached to the door. I don't know why. I think the quality of the cuts or the pre-cuts made here, which make it possible to open the doors, just isn't made well enough. They should cut it a bit better. I guess they fear that people open it too easily in the stores. I don't know. But this just doesn't look good. Have a look here. You shouldn't do it like that. Another thing which is a bit annoying is that the perspective of the builds shown in these little instructions on the doors sometimes are a bit strange. It's more or less always the same perspective, but it makes the build a bit difficult because the pieces look like they are in another size than they really are. You often mistake 1x2 pieces for 1x1 pieces and the other way around. Of course, you can always count the stats, so you don't really make the mistake in the end, but I don't know, the pieces just look too narrow in this perspective. It's not a problem with all of these mini builds, but sometimes you really have to pay attention that you use the right pieces. But all in all, it's a cool set. I mean, most people simply will throw away the cardboard after they have completed all the 24 models. And because of that, it doesn't really matter that you destroy the box itself. And yeah, this shouldn't be a problem. The pieces were perfect quality, but sometimes I had problems with the clips here. You can see these 1x1 plates with clips attached to them. You really have to push like a little berserker to connect them with the bars. And yeah, I guess back then they simply used other tolerances than nowadays. I can remember that back in the 90s you sometimes had to push really hard to connect things, especially Technic pieces. But nowadays everything is so, I don't know, it feels so soft, it's really easy to connect them. The building experience is better because of this, with the easier connection, but it also means that things keep to fall apart easier. Yeah, I think some people prefer the old clips, other people prefer the newer clips. You have to decide for yourself. Well, I have assembled everything. I'm really happy with my minifigures. They look quite cool, and yeah, it's nice to have some additional bricks. I personally don't really need these mini models here, but nevertheless, it was fun to see the different building techniques they used here to design these little cute models. Alright, I think this is the last of my LEGO Star Wars Advent calendars. So it seems that next year we are going to open another calendar. I still have some calendars, but nothing Star Wars related. Well then, so far, Merry Christmas everybody, and may the Brick Force be with you.